The Sony K3M is absolutely the best accessory you could ever buy for one of your Sony cameras. This little device right here, this little thing that sits on top of the camera, will supercharge your audio game when compared to more traditional 3.5mm microphones. And what makes it double or even triply awesome is that it doesn't only work with high-end cameras, it will work with just about anything in the Sony mirrorless line. How does this little device do all that, and why do I think it's the best thing since the sliced bread company monopoly fell? Let's find out. What's up everyone, I'm the Everyday Dad, and if I can figure it out, you can figure it out. So what I want you to do, the first thing up in this video, I want you to pay attention to the audio. Like for this video, pay attention to the audio, because at a certain point, I'm gonna switch from using a 3.5mm microphone to the K3M, and it's gonna blow your mind. Like you're like, oh, Everyday Dad, the audio right now is fine, and it's okay. It's gonna blow your mind. So basically, the K3M is a manual audio device that plugs right into the hot shoe mount of your Sony camera, giving you 3 ports of audio, 2 48-volt phantom powered receivers, and 1 3.5mm audio port, giving this device the ability to record 3 separate channels of audio straight into your camera. And yes, this one does only work with Sony cameras. Panasonic does have a similar device called the DMW XLR1, and it too only works with Panasonic cameras, but for the Panasonic cameras, it only works with their high-end cameras like their GH5, GH5S, and their S line of full-frame cameras. Why this is awesome is it's simple. You could absolutely record your audio externally if you really want to use XLR microphones into something like the Zoom H6, or even a professional level device like the Mix Pre 3.2 that I normally use for all of my voiceovers. And in fact, we are using right now to record this voiceover. See? These devices do generally have more XLR powered inputs, and they do have a little more usability by being able to be an actual recorder, or you can connect it to your computer to record audio, or you could even plug it into a camera like this A7 III and do pass-through audio, where you could still record internally into your camera while using the H6 or Mix Pre 3 or other comparable device as a preamp. And while the Mix Pre 3 audio is amazing and it has 32-bit float, which is something the K3M can't touch, it can just be a real pain in the butt. And it means you also need to manage another device's set of batteries. I gotta tell you, as somebody that's been doing this for 3 years now, the most frustrating part of any video production I've ever been a part of, which is basically all of these YouTube videos, but trust me, I can get pretty darn frustrated at myself. The most frustrating part is getting everything set up, only to sit down and want to start recording, but something has a dead battery, bringing the entire production to a screeching halt. That sucks. Every battery-powered device you add to your chain, like you add to your video production, is another one that could fail when the time comes. The beauty here is if your camera is charged up, the K3M is good to go. Just pop it into the hot shoe mount and done. With these new Sony Z-Type batteries, both camera and audio last for a very long time. The K3M itself is a fascinating little device. It's got a full plastic construction, which does feel a little bit on the cheap side for how expensive the device is, but I'm willing to let that slide a little bit because you do get a lot of functionality. On the side, you've got 3 audio inputs with the 3.5mm hiding behind this little flap. Above them is probably the dorkiest part of this whole thing, with a quasi shock mount holder for the included microphone. More on this later. On the back, you've got a covered set of switches that control the input selection, and a neat one that currently only works with the A7R4. These switches let you use the new digital audio features released with that camera. And on the other side, you've got the 3 manual inputs for the 3 channels of audio. You've got an attenuator, which I'm sure I just said wrong, low pass filter, and the option of line, mic, and 48-volt mic power for the XLR connections, and just the knob for the 3.5mm channel. These 3 knobs do have a nice amount of resistance to them and don't feel like they'd start changing on their own or spin freely if you were to accidentally tap it, and there is a very nice little plastic cover that goes over the top to protect the whole thing. On the bottom, you've got some cable management and a micro HDMI port for firmware updates. I hate micro HDMI, by the way. Also included in the box is an extension cable, so if you don't want to mount the K3M directly on top of the camera, you can plug this adapter into the hot shoe and mount the K3M to a cage or some other device. The biggest complaint I've seen people have about the physical construction of the K3M is here on top, you can only mount the included or similarly sized Sony microphone. There is no cold shoe on top of the box here. And as you'd be giving up your hot shoe mount to make this work, where would you put the microphone? Well, the top is flat enough that you could probably glue a cold shoe mount to the top if you really wanted to, I guess. Yeah, this part kind of sucks, but I only use this either in studio where I don't need to mount a device, or out and about where I use that Sony microphone. Remember back to the beginning of the video where I mentioned we'd be doing the switcheroo? Well, right now, the audio is being recorded using the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus, which is a high-end powered shotgun microphone that utilizes the 3.5mm microphone ports on your camera. And now we're gonna switch them out and it's gonna blow your mind. Now we are on the K3M. Here's the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. We are only using a budget microphone right now, the Audio-Technica A7III. Can you tell the difference? I mean, I can't because I'm sitting here, but hey, future Gary that's doing the edit, can you tell the difference in the audio? So yeah, this is how the audio recorded with the K3M sounds. Yes, it's an expensive device, but you 100% get your money's worth because it sounds fantastic. The best part of this whole thing is there's no required synchronization afterwards. This is being directly recorded into my A6600. Normally it would be on the A7 III, but here's the A7 III. What makes this even better? Why I get so excited about this is how well the included microphone works with the K3M when you are out vlogging. No other camera system will net you this kind of clean audio in such a travel-sized package. And to prove it, let's hop outside for a audio vlogging test. That's right, we're gonna vlog, but audio is the main attraction. It's topsy-turvy day. Who vlogs where audio is the most important? I do. See you out there. Okay, and this is the audio test of the Sony K3M on the Sony A7 III, and we are using the microphone that comes with the K3M. Now, you may be wondering, why even do a test like this? Isn't the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus or the D3 Pro, aren't those gonna give you basically the same thing? Like, who cares? Now, why this is exciting and why this matters and why we're doing this test right now is I do a lot of out of studio shooting, I do a lot of location stuff, and this microphone combined with the K3M is the only thing I found that gives you the ability to have super clean 48 volt phantom powered audio in a device that basically fits in your hand. You don't need an external recorder. I've got no lavalier mic on. We're not recording to a Mix Pre 3 or a Zoom H6 or something. This is just straight up audio internal to the camera. So if you wanted to vlog, let's pick this up. If you wanted to vlog, this is the only way that you're gonna reliably be able to have this kind of crazy good audio with a vlogging setup. I could put this on a vlogging tripod and we could have professional level audio. And that's crazy. The mic was super dorky. I was like, oh, this is such a dorky microphone. But being able to combine it to use it like this, and you can hear how the audio sounds, that's why we're talking so much. It's fantastic. And you're not gonna get audio this good with basically any other setup. As much as I love the DMW XLR1, it doesn't have an included microphone with a tiny cable that just works all integrated like this. So, okay, I've gushed enough. Back inside to the rest of the video. Look, if you aren't impressed by that audio, I don't know what to tell you. Every single time I put one of those vlogging clips into my editor, and it's not just this video, every time I take the K3M out to vlogging, I cannot get over how clean it sounds. Now, in the 3 years I've been doing this, I've used tons of microphones from tons of brands, and some of them sound legitimately amazing. Like the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus is a great microphone, but it can't hold a candle to the K3M. And to show just how bonkers good the Sony K3M is, we're gonna do a couple of comparisons between audio recorded into it and audio recorded into the Mix Pre 3. Now, if you don't know what the Mix Pre 3 2 is, it's a legitimate pro level audio mixer from Sound Designs. And this might be the best audio mixer you can get, period. Definitely in this size and definitely at this price. It's insane the capabilities this thing has. So for this test, we're gonna use the same microphone, the one we're using right now, but we're gonna replug the mic into the different audio mixers so you can hear how they sound. And first up, you can hear right now is the K3M rocking the Audio-Technica AT875R, audio test 1, 2, 3, audio test 1, 2, 3. I actually have the A7 III recording right now and it's being the audio mixer right now. And next, let's switch over to the Mix Pre 3. So hold on. And this is the Mix Pre 3 Mark II. Now this might sound roughly the same, but I will tell you from editing audio on the Mix Pre 3, you basically can't break the files here. So even if you're really excited and you just start yelling and you almost wake up everybody in the house, it just won't peak, which is fire. You cannot break the audio on here, and it's so good. I mean, I did need separate batteries, and I do need to sync this audio in post later. So there are some real negatives to this that the K3M really kind of overcomes. So okay, let's switch back. Okay, now we are back on the K3M, and this is, again, we've used the same microphone for both tests, so you can hear the difference between something that's super convenient because it just plugs into the camera, and something else that, yes, is absolutely pro, but it takes a lot of extra steps to get there, and it is far more expensive. But at the end of the day, so what, right? Well, I guess since you saw the title of the video, I mean, it's called an essential accessory, like something that you should buy. It's kind of a moot point if I recommend this. I absolutely, like, without any shadow of a doubt, I absolutely recommend the K3M. Audio is far more important than technical image quality when creating these videos. Like, it's not even close. We reached good enough image quality long ago, but being able to capture super clean audio with almost no work and no extra batteries or cables needed, that's a no-brainer to me. I didn't mean to hit my table so hard. Yes, it's expensive, but in my opinion, wasted time in reshooting or recharging batteries is more expensive. Oh yeah, time costs money, friends. And if you liked this video, I bet you'd like the one where we check out the brand new Sony 20mm G 1.8 lens, which we're currently using right now and I have to give back tomorrow, which breaks my heart because it's one of my favorite lenses of all time. And you can check that video out by clicking here. Click, 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 click. Thanks for watching.